Live on KEXP in the studio right now with Fiddlehead. This is listener-powered radio, 90.3 FM, Seattle and the Bay Area. Take it away.
Sitting on a train, I said, baby, I'll change so many things on the answering machine. I know I need a shave and to get you paid, but clean sheets are all that I'll take. I just need a friend to stand by me. I know that would feel just like drowning. If you could hear my message on the phone, if not okay, then maybe I'll learn to grow.
Live on KEXP, it's Fiddlehead in the studios here in Seattle, broadcasting 90.3 FM, Seattle, kexp.org, and our mobile apps. Fiddlehead live on KEXP, listener-powered radio. Sounds great.
Thank you, man.
Thanks. Am I free to say something before we start the song? Happy anniversary to the love of my life.
Loverman,
Live on KEXP, Fiddlehead, listener-powered radio. Thanks so much for being here. You got one more?
We got one more. We're gonna roll the dice on this one. This one's a little more spicy.
Fiddlehead live on KEXP. Thank you so much. So excited to talk with you, but you might need, I don't know, you might need a little break after that. Drink of water.
A little water.
Ogaz.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This is Fiddlehead live in the KEXP studios. My name is Dr. West. I feel like a lot of bands, I often, when they're in the studio, one of the things I want to talk to them is why they became a band. With you all, I feel like that's pretty well documented, but I think you've been a band since 2015, 2014. But why are you still a band? What's keeping you coming together?
The burgers.
Pat's not a cheeseburger guy.
That's right. Well, he noticed a couple years ago, just randomly, we were in the van, and he just kind of looks over at me. I mean, like, no one mentioned anything about food or anything like that. And he just walks in on me, he goes, "You're not a burger guy, are you?" and that, like, no, that to me, why is we still do the band? Because these guys, I feel like we all know each other in a way that really no one else does. Like, and he just caught on. It's a nice example. We all know each other, and it feels pretty pure for the most part. We don't get to practice a lot, but I think the playing together really just kind of draws us in, and the conversations. We're like laughing constantly, largely because of this guy. He is probably the funniest person on the planet, I would say. But there's a really good chemistry amongst the five of us, and we've been a band for a little bit now, and it's a good time. It's always a good time. We were talking about this just last night, like, why are we doing this? And it was just, we have a good chemistry.
Excellent. Well, and I mean, I only say, why are you still a band? Because it seemed like you got together maybe to like exercise some demons, to put something out in the world. And I think you've really done that in a way that a lot of people can, I think anybody who's a human being who's experienced some grief or loss or struggles, which if you're not one of those human beings, lucky you, can really identify with the music you're playing. And every time I see you have something new out, I'm very excited. I want to talk about the first song you played. It's the title track to the new EP, which, bands, they release EPs. Looks like maybe it's a couple songs off something new. This EP really felt different. It felt pretty intense, not just in terms of like what the music sounded like, but like the way you're talking about it, the way you're not promoting it, but just being like, hey, we put this thing out in the world and we're really excited about it. Talk about that a little bit. Like, what was the process for putting these 3 songs together, right?
Yeah. I just thought this would be something for us. We love writing music together. Like you said, why are we a band? It's because we love writing and we have a connection that's kind of hard to find. So anytime we get a chance to try and write, it's like going to be at the top of our list of things to do. But with this being only 3 songs, I thought it would just be put it online and stream somewhere and not really make a big deal out of it. But after getting in the studio and like kind of having that moment and writing Baby I'll Change, it was definitely, I think we all noticed there was something different, something really powerful in that moment. I mean, we wrote that song and recorded that song in one day, and it just happened. Like people talk about, the studio magic, and that was something that is not lost on us, that we were like, this is something really special. And so thankfully our guitarist, Alex Dow, helped put everything together, make it like a real release along with Run for Cover Records. And I'm really glad that we did that. We did a music video, and like, it feels like something kind of shifted in the studio at that moment. And kind of
I got a little theory on the magic of that third day when we wrote that song out of nowhere. The night before, we were in Asheville, North Carolina, at Trop of Sun Studios with Alex Farrar, and our Airbnb was like right across the street from the studio, and we were supposed to go see a movie, a Josh Brolin movie, but they all bailed on that. And instead, we just sat around a fire, just enjoying the night. And I put on Feminine by Julius Eastman. He's a minimalist composer. And my belief is that the spirit of Julius Eastman got into our veins that night.
Did we watch the Broken Social Scene documentary too?
Yeah, we watched the Broken Social Scene documentary. That was fun too.
That one worked.
Yeah. I think it's Julius Eastman though.
Yeah, all right.
I really do. I think he's in our soul. Not that we're about to be like minimalist composers, but I think again the lot of the point of this band is to kind of get stuff out. My mother passed away pretty suddenly, and these guys flew across the country, and we just wrote music, and then we put it out. And in an age where it feels like oversaturation. Every time you look to the left, there's a new record coming out and someone's giving a review for it. I just love how we are putting out, like, it doesn't have to be this giant tapestry or support. Like, you can take time and craft, like less is more, and especially this day and age. And I just think I wish more people would take that approach and like really kind of zero in. Not that like we're doing it perfectly or anything like that, but like sometimes it feels like things are mass produced, and I think it's okay to just channel a lot of great energy into a small amount, put it out into the world that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that energy is really apparent to anyone who listens to it. You do one more question about the Baby I'll Change. You put a sample at the end, and you talk a little about, and the lyrics sounds like that song's about maybe addiction and loss, and you've got a voice message at the end. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Give a little spotlight to the voice on that voicemail. That's our good friend Jimmy Flynn, who. In the world of Boston hardcore, it didn't exist without him from really the late 90s into the early 20s. He was just the guy behind the scene. He never was trying to like make a big deal about himself. It was, he had a really great sense of humor. We would play this Elks Lodge. It's famous at this point, but he humorously called it Hardcore Stadium. It was always great seeing people go to Hardcore Stadium, and it was like a Elks Lodge. And
it's where we filmed the music video too.
Yeah, it's actually where we filmed the music video in that place, and it obviously doesn't look like a stadium. But, he a wonderful human being, and he had this tagline. At parties, I think it was a throwback to like some like 1950s like Rodney Dangerfield character or something like, "Hey baby, I'll change," and like he was humorous about it, and I his story, ultimately it's tragic. He passed, and I think we can all kind of attest to seeing wonderful people like just doing the thing that seems the hardest to do, which is to like just transform yourself, to try and get better. And like Sisyphus, it's just not panning out. And I think that that's a real universal story for a lot of people. And there's that, and I think it's kind of left. I think the song really kind of highlights the question mark of that. We were just in Vancouver last night, and in a pretty rough part of the city, and that question mark of like how the despair that we saw where we were playing at the Rickshaw Theater is really, really difficult. And I don't think that song really answers anything lyrically, which I think might be, for better or worse. I just tried to kind of capture that kind of puzzling feeling that you get when you've seen somebody just try and a really wonderful person, or anybody really just completely spiraling.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you bringing that here. And I think I know of Jimmy Flynn a little bit. I don't believe he was in a ton of bands or any bands. He's kind of a booker, and I kind of think of it as like a scene, like the glue in the scene, right? Like held things
100%.
Together.
Yeah. He was in a band called Shot Dead and Downhill Fast. So yeah. But what I mean, I also I really appreciate. I think that I only really know Massachusetts, but there's an underdog spirit there embodied in the Red Sox before they even won the World Series. But man, I feel amongst the people of Massachusetts, especially places like New Bedford and Fall River, there's a place there's a spirit that knows how to lose, in a really positive way. And if there's anything that song can admit, it's like, I don't know, maybe this idea of knowing how to lose and just kind of pull yourself together and maybe carry on in life.
Well, thank you for bringing that to the Pacific Northwest. We could really use that specifically around the baseball and the Mariners. My wife asked me to ask you specifically how it feels to have a baseball team that's gone to the World Series.
It was good. I remember I called my dad up when they won. He was like, "I can't believe it, Patty. I cannot believe. I thought this would never happen." It was great. I will say I grew up really liking Ken Griffey Jr. He seemed like a model, like human. I don't want. Maybe he's not, but I played his video games. I had a Mariners hat. That should be known. I wore a Mariners hat when I was a kid.
I told my he's the best of the best. He's kind of like, no one can mess with him. He's such a good guy. I tell my son's really into baseball right now, and I tell him the baseball hats I had, and he's like, no. And I was like, yeah, but I love Bo Jackson. I had a Royals hat, and he's like, Dad, so embarrassed for me. Anything else that you guys want to talk about that you haven't got to say as a band?
I taught Shawn Costa everything he knows on drums. I want the world to know that.
It's true.
See, there's your corroboration.
It's false information.
A lot of times, one of the things I really enjoy is thinking about bands. I know you guys have known each other for a long time. A lot of you come from the hardcore scene, whether it's in Massachusetts or other areas. But talk a little bit about the Fiddlehead family of bands. What are some bands you love to play with, bands that you think don't get enough said about them, that you're either playing with now, listen to, whatever?
We were playing Twisted Teens as we came in today, and they're like a band I would love to play with. We haven't played with them yet, but I think that would be a cool mix-up. And our friend Madison, he showed it to me like a few months ago, and I was instantly just hooked. But playing that in the van, I'm trying to think of other like kind of who do we love playing with.
We
like
have such an array of bands that we play with. You can't. We play it all. We'll play your small little indie thing, and then we'll play like an actual like beat down.
Yeah.
We just completely don't care. I don't really truly believe in genres, but I came from hardcore, and to me, hardcore is like a spirit, and so it just kind of hovers, and it knows no real sonic like boundary. So it's hard actually, like from Drug Church to Paint a Truce to Glare, like we'll play with anybody. I'm excited we're doing some shows with Elliot and Self Defense Family. We'll do it all. So it's hard to pick.
New Mears last night were amazing.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them before.
Say again?
New Mears. They're
Numears.
Yeah, and they did so great. Like I'm excited to watch them tonight.
Yeah.
We got a show with February.
There's tons of different exciting sub-genres of hardcore happening now. So we play with anything.
The spirit of HC is it's percolating into the masses.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Jim on the way in, we've had like a few bands I think kind of live in that liminal space, like between indie punk and hardcore. And like one of the things I said to him was like, I bet this band and some bands we've had in recently like don't believe in the genre. However, I hear the like the drum fills, the like vocal intonation of hardcore, along with like just a little more like a sonic palette that's a little more expansive beyond like a like a beat down.
Yeah, we all share a similar taste. We have the indie rock phase as well as the hardcore, so it's like we touch on all of it.
I think Mission of Burma and anything Walter Schreifels has done.
Yeah,
like those are kind of guiding lights.
Archers of Loaf.
Archers of Loaf. Oh yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys. Fiddlehead live in the studio here at KEXP 90.3 FM Seattle in the Bay Area, and our mobile apps. It's listener-powered radio.
Discover new music at listenerpoweredkexp.org.